Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be telling you about all the things that I read in February. So just a quick breakdown, I read 4 total books, 1 fantasy, 2 sci-fi, and 1 literary fiction, and then I also read 4 comic books. Alright, so getting straight into it, the first one that I read was Jade War by Fonda Lee. This is the sequel to Jade City, the first book in the Greenbone saga, and this was just an absolutely great follow-up to the first story. It built so much on the character work that was done in the first novel and really expanded the world and expanded the world relations and the politics of everything, and really delved deeply into the conflicts of cultural and idealistic views. I really do recommend that you pick this up. You'll absolutely fall in love with the characters, and like I said, the world is just absolutely fascinating to read about. The story is also so well written and I really couldn't put it down. Fonda Lee put the characters in some really tough situations that I really loved seeing her explore and see how these characters dealt with these scenarios. I definitely do recommend that you pick up Jade War by Fonda Lee. The next book I'll talk about is Salem's Lot by Stephen King. If you watched one of my last videos, I read The Institute by Stephen King in January, and that one had me feeling really underwhelmed, but this was a great follow-up to that. I'm really glad that I read it. The story was absolutely gripping. There were some scenes in there where I was reading it at night and I just knew that I wouldn't be able to fall asleep, or that I'd be scared to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night or something like that. Because Stephen King, as I'm sure you guys know, is great at writing horror and building up those suspenseful moments. So I was really genuinely scared during a lot of this book. And one of the little things that I have with Stephen King is that he's not the best at finishing off his novels, but this story was wrapped up pretty well. It definitely wasn't his best finishing to a story, which I have to say was 11/22/63, but this was by no means bad, and it really did do a lot better than a lot of his other books. What I read next was the Murderbot Diaries. I actually read the first 2 novellas in this series, All Systems Red and Artificial Condition, and I love the character of Murderbot. Somehow the author was able to give this robot so much life and so much personality. As a newly sentient robot experiencing the world for the first time through the lens of free will, you really get to see a lot of funny moments of him interacting with humans and not knowing what to say or feeling anxious in social situations that he was just never really exposed to before. And just that dynamic of him going through the world as a completely new experience, it was just absolutely fun to see. Next, I read And Every Morning the Way Home Gets Longer and Longer by Frederick Bachman. This is a really short book. It's around 75 to 80 pages, and it explores a man aging in life and the struggle to live day by day talking to his family members while losing all these memories. It was really a heartbreaking story. I'm not much of a crier in real life, and it takes a lot to make me cry, but this story I absolutely sobbed over, like ugly cry, like it was bad. But I'm so glad that I read it. It was so well written, and it really gives you a lens into the struggles of aging. I know a lot of times it can be hard to sympathize or to see where our grandparents are coming from, or even if you may be a little bit older, where your parents are coming from now, getting to that older age. And this story really just unlocked that for me. It made me view the world from my grandparents' point of view and made me understand them just a little bit better. I really can't recommend this enough. It's a really short read. It's really quick. I read this in one sitting. Definitely pick this up because it is such a short read. You can even read this in between your longer reads, which is what I did. It's a little bit more refreshing, and it was just absolutely worth the experience of sitting down for an hour, hour and a half, and just reading this all the way through. All right, now into comics. So about a week or 2 ago, my girlfriend and I were watching WandaVision, and we thought it'd be really fun to explore a lot of these characters' backstory and maybe predict what might be coming in the future. So we really wanted to get into reading the comics and seeing what might happen next. Because of that, I read, and I'm still currently reading, a lot of Scarlet Witch and Vision's backstory, and that includes Avengers Knights of Wundagore issues 181 to 187, Giant Size Avengers number 4, and Vision and the Scarlet Witch numbers 1 through 4. These were all super fascinating. I loved seeing the origin story from the comics point of view, how they did it differently from the movies, and now I'm getting more into the part where it's connecting to the show, and so that's been really fun to see, and I really do recommend these comics. A lot of these are on the older side, coming out in the 60s and 80s, but they are really good reads. They're really fun, lighthearted, and exciting, and I found that it's really great to read in between books, or even while I'm taking the train somewhere or walking somewhere. It's great to just have on your phone and scroll through a couple of pages at a time. The other 2 comics that I read were Doctor Strange 2018 numbers 1 through 20, and this was a really fun story. You see Doctor Strange loses powers and then travel into space to find how to recover his powers. And it was just a really fun experience. It was really lighthearted, and like I said, they're really quick reads, so it's really refreshing after reading some of the bigger books that I do read. And then I also read Fantastic Four from 2018, numbers 1 through 4. There is more in the series, but honestly, I wasn't too gripped by the story, so I'm just gonna stop right where I am. But it wasn't bad in any way, it just didn't really grip me the way that the other ones did, so I want more time to explore the other comics that I have available to me. Alright, and thanks for sticking around to the end of the video. If you did stick around, I want to let you know that I do have a Jade War review coming out within the coming weeks, and a Murderbot Diaries series review whenever I do finish that, probably within the upcoming month. So definitely look out for those. Again, thanks for sticking around. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for listening to me. Don't forget to comment and leave a like down below and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching, guys.